Hey, so I thought I'd try my hand at a gloving tutorial, just to be able to teach my friend Kyle how to glove and anyone else who decides to watch this. So what's going to differ this one from other ones is that the other ones are to show you the moves. The system that I'm going to put forth here is going to be designed to, as much as possible, get you gloving, right? Get you giving shows as quickly as possible. That way you don't get bored of it and quit it. So I'm going to ask you to give me 1 week. In 1 week, with 1 to 2 hours of practice every day, you are going to be able to give a light show that's going to impress your friends, it'll impress your family, other glovers, tell them you're new, they're going to love to see the show. And they'll be able to give you tips and stuff like that. You can go over to the gloving subreddit, post it there. I'm sure they'll all be, real happy to see and help you there. That's where I am. So anyway, let's get on with it. So, like I said, 1 to 2 hours every day. Day one, and so then eventually what I'll end up doing, is by the end of this week, you'll be able to give a show, and I'll try to give a show using only the moves that I show you. Okay, so day one, what are you going to do? You're going to do finger exercises, and this is why it's going to take a week, because some of these moves you're not going to be able to actually do and make them look right without a certain amount of finger flexibility. Now when I say finger flexibility, I mean being able to move down your middle finger alone, move your ring finger alone, pinkies, so on and so forth, and then groups of fingers, so that. And not everyone, even I have a hard time with that one. Not everyone can do that straight up. Most people can't. So how are you going to practice that? 2 exercises. This one here is the two-handed exercise, we're going to call it. Okay, and the beauty of this is you can practice this during classes. You can practice this during, you're listening to music, you're watching movies. You can practice this sort of stuff. But when I say 2 hours, those practice hours should be focused on the gloving. You can have music in the background, but watch your fingers and make sure you're doing them correctly, because you can pick up some really bad habits during this, and when you get on with your gloving career, you're going to be kicking yourself. If I mess up a finger roll, right, you might have seen there, I've delayed it a little bit, I can see it, and it really annoys me. So anyway, you want to get this as clean as possible, get your habit started now. So, anyway, this is the exercise. So, you're going to do folds, okay, and I'm doing these rather quickly. 1 finger at a time. You want to just fold both fingers down on the sides. If you can't do 1 finger at a time, that's okay. What you can do is make sure you're pressing the other ones very hard. See, look, you're pressing the other ones into each other very hard if they feel the urge to move. So, like, let's say, right, I'm doing these two, and they want to move together. See how this one kind of flips past that? Instead of making it go down with it, because you don't want that, you want to isolate your finger. You just press these two together really hard and real slowly just do your crosses. So that's going to be folds. Next one is taps. That's simple. And again, do it very slowly if you have to. If this one your ring finger doesn't want to go, press your pointer and your middle finger and your pinky finger together and just tap it real slow. Doesn't matter, you can mess up even, as long as you're focusing on making it work alone. That's what's important, because quite literally, if you haven't been doing these sorts of exercises, your hand does not have the muscle like the tendons. It is creating new tendons to do what you want it to do. It is literally impossible for your hand to do this if you can't do it. But this is exercising it and asking your hand to create those new tendons. And this is why it takes a week, because if you do this every day, with growth and eating your proteins and stuff like that, it'll create those. I'm no med student, so that might have been wrong, but that's a good way to understand it, like technically incorrect. So anyway, there's the taps. Next one is going to be, this one hurts a lot sometimes, see, curls, and you're just going to curl your fingers. It still hurts my fingers, my middle fingers especially hurt when I do this. That's okay that it hurts, obviously don't do anything that feels like it's going to break a finger or injure yourself. I am not responsible for any injury caused by this, but just one at a time. And 30 minutes a day. Those are gonna be your 3. Oh, I forgot one. Pushes. Push is also very important. Just extend your finger as much as possible. And on this one, I tend to have a tough time not moving my ring or middle because I, move it so far. But, just push these two together and you'll be fine. Right, so 4 times each finger, 4 times each exercise. And that's going to be your flexibility for today. That should take you 20 minutes or so. There's one other thing that you need to do, and this is one that's super easy. This is the one I recommend doing while taking notes or classes or whatnot. Just go ahead and put your hand on a flat surface. This bed probably is not very good because it's not super flat. And just keep everything down and raise one finger at a time. My ring finger could probably use some help. I should be doing more exercises. Okay, so 30 minutes this next week, 30 minutes a day. You want to do that. Don't skip a day. This is the work that you got to put in. By the end of this week, you will be able to glove. Or perhaps 2 weeks. If your hands just aren't naturally that strong, and that's okay. It happens. It doesn't mean you're going to be a terrible glover. There's nothing that makes someone a terrible glover. I've seen people go and say, "Oh, I'm going to be awful because my hands are small." It's not true. You'll be fine. You can make your style. You can incorporate small hands into a style. You can incorporate long fingers into a style. Whatever you want to do. So 30 minutes every day. Do that, and do this one with both hands, and do that. 5 times. Okay. So that's your exercises, and I'll be back on the next video. And the next video is going to teach you the second thing you're going to do every day for at least 30 minutes.